Hi Libra, Happy New Year. Welcome to January 2021. This is Teresa from Tarot-Waite. And before I start your reading, I'm going to call in some good energy. So this month we have a new moon in Capricorn on the 13th. Or maybe the night of the 12th or the early morning of the 13th. And then the next day on the 14th, Uranus goes direct in Taurus after having been retrograde most of last year. And then on the 28th, we have a full moon in Leo, which is favorable to your sign. And then on the 30th, Mercury goes retrograde in Aquarius. So we have a lot of planets changing direction this month. And moving into new signs. Mars moves into Taurus. So let's see what Libra needs to know about love and relationships. What does Libra need to know about love and relationships for the month of January 2021? What does Libra need to know about love and relationships for January 2021? What does Libra need to know about love and relationships for January 2021? Okay, let's see what we have. The Ace of Swords, the Page of Wands, the Seven of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Five of Wands, the Strength card, the Magician, the King of Swords, the Five of Cups, the Five of Swords. And the card from underneath the deck is the Ace of Cups. So, we start out the month, you have the Ace of Swords here. This is the Warrior card. This is a card of new beginnings in thinking. Your thoughts are changing. And it's also activating you to take action. It's like you're wanting to fight for something. You're wanting to take action. The Page of Wands could be good news coming or a message coming that could bring you good joy. You have a lot of aces in this reading, so there could be a lot of new beginnings coming up in this coming year, especially starting in January. But I think, so you have the Seven of Cups here. In the past, you've been confused. You've been stuck in the choices. Maybe you've had more than one option romantically, or trying to decide, should I stay or should I go in a relationship, or should I choose between this person, that person? And you're kind of stuck in the choices. The Ace of Wands in the recent past, that could be a career opportunity or a new beginning that that is causing you to want to take action. So you might have received some good news in a career situation. The Five of Wands is coming up in the future. This is a card of conflict and competition. So you might have some internal conflict over where you want to go in a relationship, what you want to do. Maybe you're having to face competition. If you're single and you're interested in someone, there could be other people interested in that person too. I feel that you've been spending a lot of time trying to make a decision, because you have the King of Swords here. There could be someone in your environment, maybe an authority figure, that you feel is being too harsh and judgmental with you. The Strength card has to do with also, you might have been struggling within yourself. You might be dealing with someone, I feel like you're trying to escape a toxic situation. With all these fives, there's a lot of instability, but at the same time, there's new beginnings. So you may be with the Strain card, you could be dealing with someone who has anger issues. Or it could be that you're trying to work on yourself, develop self-control, not to be overly reactive, not to go to extremes of emotion. Because the Strain card is about taming the beast within. So it could be that you may have been arguing a lot in a relationship and you're trying to restrain yourself, or you could be learning how to express yourself without getting angry, learning how to get your needs met without overreacting. But at the same time, it's like there are certain things that you want. You have the Magician here. This is a card of manifestation, communication, knowing that you have the skills that you need to achieve the goals that you want. But it's in your negative thinking sector, so a part of you is doubting. You're having self-doubt. And with the Strain card here, it could be that you have to work on self-esteem issues. You have to believe that you are worthy and that you can achieve the love that you need. You might also be trying to separate what's real from what's not real. Like you're using logic and thinking in a relationship when you should be coming from the heart. Instead, you're coming from the head. You have in your wish fulfillment sector the Five of Cups. This is a card of having a sense of loss or regret. So you might be still focusing on the past and some past losses. And you're not seeing what's available to you in the present. See, he's got his back turned on these two cups. So you're so focused on what you've lost that you're not taking advantage of opportunities that are there for you. And there could be more than one because the two cups. So you're having to choose. You might have to choose between two paths, maybe two relationships, or a decision. Do I go this way or that way? And with the Five of Swords here, you may have felt victimized, or you might be dealing with someone's hostility. I feel like you might be dealing with someone who has anger issues or can be hostile at times. The Five of Swords is also learning to recognize that whatever situation you're existing in, it's not going to change. You could be banging your head against the wall, trying to get something to change in a relationship. And with the Five of Swords, you have to accept a person or a situation. This is what it is. You either take it or leave it. And if you can't accept it, the person for who they are and what they are, then you have to cut your losses and move on. So you could be trying to make that decision. In the meantime, there is some career success coming in. New beginnings with career, new opportunities, new ways of thinking, new ways of using your intellect. So don't be afraid to utilize your skills. Don't be afraid to go after your dreams in terms of career. But you also have this Ace of Cups. So there's a potential new beginning in love in January. But you may have to... It might involve cutting your losses and moving on from something that's not working. Maybe you're in one relationship that's been filled with a lot of conflict, a lot of anger, or a toxic work environment. Whatever it is, there's something that you need to release and let go and just accept defeat. Like, I'm not going to change the situation. My only recourse is to move on. And then you have these new beginnings. So at some point you may come to a decision that you're going to cut your losses and move on. And sometimes the Strength card comes up when you can use some type of counseling would help the situation. So whether you're going through a difficult relationship that's on shaky ground, counseling could help. It could help you deal with feelings of anger, resentment, regret, sense of loss, crying over the past. And it can help you to tap into this energy of these aces, the new beginnings that are on offer. I mean, this year, I don't think starting in March, April, May, March and then over the summer, there are going to be a lot of opportunities for new beginnings this year. So the main thing is not existing in a toxic environment. Don't settle for less. If there's something that's not giving you what you need, if you're surrounded by petty conflict or you're being drawn into the drama of some toxic people, it may be time to cut your losses and move on and allow, the new energy to come in. And, if you feel like you've been treated harshly or unfairly, because sometimes the King of Swords can represent a legal situation or justice that needs to be done, or trying to make a decision, trying to make a fair decision. But you have the talent and the ability to manifest your dreams. You have the magician here. You just have to believe in yourself and believe that it's possible. So don't get locked into a toxic environment or a toxic relationship. I feel that you might be receiving good news this month that will give you hope, but you still have to deal with this energy, this unstable energy, that you're in transition. And the longer you stay, it's like you're wasting your time banging your head against a brick wall, expecting things to change or people to change, and they're not going to change. They are who they are. So it may be time to walk away and walk towards something that is going to be fulfilling. This Ace of Cups, this Ace of Wands. Find your warrior spirit, your warrior energy, and claim what you deserve. So let's see. The new moon in Capricorn is happening in your 4th house, and it's conjunct Pluto. So there could be power struggles at home, or major changes going on at home. But there's also the potential for a new beginning, powerful new beginnings. You might be dealing with issues that go way back to childhood or early childhood, when you were, raised, your family situation. There might be some wounds that need to be healed. You have in the 5th house, you've got Saturn and Jupiter that just moved into the 5th house, and Mercury. So you have the potential. Jupiter brings opportunity. The 5th house is the house of love, the house of romance, the house of fun, pleasure, the house of children, creative self-expression. So you might feel, well, I've been so busy working, I haven't had time for fun. You have to make time. Mercury is there. You might get a message. The Page of Wands relates to messages. Saturn, if you do start a romance, there's a potential that there could be an age difference between you, or it could be that it's something that will require a lot of work and effort, but it will be very rewarding and long-lasting as well. And communication will be important. And you'll have to give your partner a lot of freedom, or they'll have to give you a lot of freedom. Freedom of self-expression. Now Mars and Uranus are coming together. Mars is moving into Taurus in January, and Uranus is already there. And Mars and Uranus are going to come together in January. And that's in your 8th house. 8th house is the house of transformation, but it's really like resources, the money that you have that you depend on from others. So there could be some surprising developments around a partner's income. You could receive a sudden inheritance. With Uranus, you never know. It could go either way. Money could come in or money could go out. With Mars coming into the 8th house, that can sometimes raise your expenses, or you may have to spend money unexpectedly on maybe surgery or some type of unexpected development. Maybe you're expecting to receive certain money and then something just blows up and you're finding out you're not going to receive it. Mars can also indicate a sexual attraction or an intimate relationship, because Mars rules sex and anger. So if you're not in an intimate relationship, you could be feeling frustrated, and that's coming out as anger. Or you could have a sudden intense relationship with someone that leads to a deeper connection. Venus is in your 4th house, so you might be busy fixing up your house, decorating, making it beautiful. or making it, harmonious, and you're making it your sanctuary. Venus is trine Uranus. So if you're connecting with someone in a romantic situation, it could bring someone like a free-spirited person. Someone who can be very stubborn, someone who demands a lot of freedom, but also someone very sexy. Mars is a sexual planet. So there could be intense attraction. And Venus right now is squaring, at this full moon, at this new moon, is squaring Chiron in your 7th house. So you have some wounds around relationship that need healing. The Chiron is the wounded healer. This relationship maybe could have a healing effect on you. Can reach you at a deep level. But major change is going to be happening. You have a chance for a major new beginning in the home. Whether that means you are bringing people into the home, or people are leaving or entering your home, or your home life is transforming in a major way. But you have a chance to create a new beginning with this new moon. A beginning that can transform your life in some way and help you to heal from past wounds and childhood issues. Then we have the full moon in Leo, and that's in your 11th house and 5th house. So something is coming to completion between friendships, romance, children. The full moons usually bring things to the surface, bring things to light. So you may find some truth may be revealed. Maybe you're wanting to reveal your feelings. A friendship could turn to love. Or you might get involved in some type of creative project because the Jupiter is conjunct the Sun. So you might be feeling more optimistic toward the end of the month because Capricorn is a square to Libra. So there might be tension at the new moon that has to be dealt with. And at the full moon, you should have you should have made a decision at that point, and you'll feel more at peace. Even though it's a T-square with Mars and Uranus, so there could be some money issues popping up. But everything is any tension that's coming up is going to be around money and self-esteem, issues of self-worth, because it's involving your 8th house. Mars and Uranus is the apex of the T-square, but the way out is through the 2nd house energy. So that's about, what do I value? What do I need to feel secure? Maybe there are things that you don't need, that you thought you needed, and you just don't need them anymore. And you're making a decision based on that. Venus and Pluto are coming together in your 4th house. That's very intense. There could be power struggles in the home, but there could also be intense love experience, because Venus is love and money. Pluto is power and transformation. You could be transformed through a relationship that begins. Maybe it started with the Capricorn new moon, and it comes to completion at the full moon in Leo, where you're starting a new path. Mercury goes retrograde in Aquarius in the 5th house. So somebody from the past may come back, not at the end of January and into February. You could be revisiting past relationships or past friendships. You could hear from someone that you haven't talked to in a long time, and that could reignite a relationship. So there are a lot of chances for new beginnings this month, Libra. You just have to decide, maybe lead with your heart a little bit and not overthink things, because you have all this air energy. Like the King of Swords is very logical, it could represent your energy even. The swords represent air and logic and thought. But love it comes from the heart. So if you've been spending too much time in your head, maybe you need to let some of the heart come in. And if you're existing in a toxic something that's just not working, that's causing you grief, don't break your don't bash your head against a brick wall. Realize, like, I can't do anything to change this. So my only option is to cut my losses and move on. And when you move away from a toxic situation, you're letting the universe know that you're ready for something better. And the universe will send you these new beginnings but you have to make room for them, and you have to decide, this is what I want. But there could be a message that cheers you this month, that changes your thinking in some way. And it could be from someone from the past, because the Five of Cups could be an old love returning. Or someone from the past that you thought you lost, and you thought it was all over, but there's 2 cups here, so that there's still a chance to resurrect something from the past. But you have to decide, is this what I want? And have confidence in yourself. Work on your self-esteem. Work on believing that it's possible. You can have love. You can have success. You don't have to exist and settle for less. You don't have to exist in a toxic situation. So that's my forecast for January, Libra. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button. If you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website, and we can get you on the schedule. In the meantime, I want to say thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, ordering readings. I've enjoyed meeting and working with all of you. And if you're new, welcome. I hope you're enjoying the videos. I wouldn't be here without you, so I thank you for your support. And just have a wonderful new year filled with love, joy, and abundance. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.